This is the planting space that we have on our side yard. Now this faces full south, and I put these in about, I want to say 4 years ago. And in the front we have lettuce and carrots, and I think those are onions. And then the other thing, we have more carrots, we have chard, and then we have dill. So this is, I think it's getting on to being able to harvest the chard. That should be really good. In the back, in that pot, is some peas. I actually started those inside. I started those on St. Patrick's Day, since it's good luck to start peas on St. Patrick's Day, and I've already been eating the peas off of that, so I think I'm definitely going to do that again, because I always seem to take forever, and I love snap peas. And behind that is raspberries, and I just transplanted those at the middle of the season last year, and they're doing fantastic, and I think we're going to get a nice crop up here too. So hey, more raspberries. Very happy about that. And then this is a new planter that we put in last year, and we have hibiscus, the stuff that you use for making tea, and I have those two plants that I started from seed inside, and then I have marigolds again, and then I have hops. And these are Wilmette hops, and they're for making a traditional English ale. And I think they're going to get taller. I think we have them trellised up to about 8 feet, and I think they're going to get taller than that. And then there's my front garden, which is woefully in need of weeding, and I just have not had time to get to it. But it is definitely filling in nicely this year. I just planted this last spring, so this is after 1 year of growth. And most of this is transplants from the rest of, garden, the perennial beds that we have in the back. This is my Minnesota native plant bed, and it is just starting to flower. And I'm thinking in a couple weeks it's going to be just absolutely gorgeous. There's a number of things in here, flowers at different times. I have early flower. The prairie smoke flowers quite early in the spring, and then followed by the harebells. And now the rudbeckia and the butterfly weed and the hoary vervain and the desert and the purple prairie clover. I think that is all starting to come out. And these are all flowers that I planted to attract birds and butterflies and bees. So I have a lovely butterfly house in the center, and I have a nectar feeder that I do need to refill. And I have my lovely little sign that says this is a monarch way station, so hopefully. And we do have milkweed in here. We have swamp milkweed in here, and we have common milkweed in the front. We also have asters, and those bloom late in the summer. And that actually gives you color all the way into even October, and it's just gorgeous. And then I have the native sage, the rudbeckia, the butterfly weed, that's swamp milkweed in the back, and rough button blazing stars up there, and more rudbeckia. That's rattlesnake master standing up there, and that sort of has sort of an aloe looking leaf, and that's hoary vervain with the purple flower. And then we have more asters, they're really spreading, and then some cup plants, and those kind of look like small sunflowers. And by the Monarch Way Station sign we have common sunflower, and that's really beautiful, and that does a really good job. And it looks like we have some milkweed right in the front. Excellent. That's great. And then the fuzzy stuff, that is the prairie smoke, and that's some of the earliest blooms that I get. And right behind that is the harebells. And we have some more cup plant, some rudbeckia, and I never can remember the name of that flower. But it is, you can see I already have some bees or some pollinators that are just having a wonderful time. And in the center we have ironweed, and that's going to get even taller, and that's going to have a beautiful purple flower. And then over here we have the cup plants, and those are nice because during rains the leaves hug the stem and make a cup, so it actually fills with water. So it's a place where animals, birds can come and get something to drink. So it's very, very nice. And it's extremely strong. It has beautiful look to it throughout the year. And then we have more rudbeckia and my purple prairie clover, which is doing very well. And that is fabulous. And then more asters. I have 3 different types of asters in this garden. I have New England, sky blue, and I think just blue. And this is bee balm, also known as bergamot. And that is going to get fluffy purple flowers, and the bees are going to be extremely happy with that. And then we have more asters, more rudbeckia. That's really filled out throughout the garden. I just love it. And more cup plants, common sunflower, and I also have some echinacea that's starting to open up. And I do have that throughout the garden as well. And then there's my swamp milkweed right over there. So that is my native to Minnesota wildlife garden, and that's on the side of the house. And I planted that about 4 years ago. So this is, I think this is year 4 of growth, and I think it's just turning out beautifully. In the next couple weeks, it's just really going to be filled with all kinds of beautiful oranges and purples and yellows, and I just love it.